Good evening to you one and all. Shadow Temple of the Zeldathon and F Crew teams back here with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm so excited to be back here, friends. We had such a good time the very first time that we played this 2 days ago. This is not our first time through the series, mind you, of course. If you're coming in and you're like, oh my goodness gracious, this is some Ace Attorney stuff with Shadow Temple, look at this. We first played this game back in 2016, as somebody has so delightfully informed me in the previous stream, which means it has been 8 years since we started our journey through the entire Ace Attorney series. And I'm so excited to be here tonight with all of you to continue those adventures here tonight, where we are in case 2 of the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are dealing with the murder of our mentor, Mia Fey, who was otherwise, bringing us up as Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney into the fold of being what it takes to being a good attorney out in the world. And unfortunately, it got her killed. And so as a result, we have now watched as her sister, Maya Fey, get incriminated for the crime that we don't believe she committed. Something funky is going on around, though, because we weren't expecting to bring her in as a... We were not planning on being her lawyer. In fact, we actually called upon one Marvin Grossberg to go do it, who is this very wealthy, very powerful attorney. And as soon as he heard about the case, he got really shaky about it and decided he didn't want to take it, which we thought was extraordinarily odd. And so tonight, we have taken on the reins of this case, and we are going to find Maya Fey innocent of the crime of murdering her sister. But first, we got to gather some information. So let's go ahead and get on in and get that done. We were on the the first day of the trial. Here we go. Let's get started. September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 1. And last thing before we get started here, friends, as MJ Evans is so helpfully reminding us, as we go along, if you haven't seen this game before, it is a puzzle game. It is mostly a puzzle game based on words and evidence. It is up to you to try to determine how the various witnesses we're talking to are lying and finding the contradictions between them, what they're saying, and the evidence that we know. With that, however, we do not want you saying those answers in chat unless I am very stuck. And I promise you, I probably won't be for this game. Maybe for the future games when I won't remember as much. But for these, I'm usually pretty good on this. To that end, however, if you do figure it out, you can say one of two things in chat. You can either say, done, to indicate, yep, I got it done. I know what's going on. Or objection is kind of a fun, more thematic way to indicate that we have got it all figured out. One other thing I'll say too, by the way, is I'm finally streaming at a higher resolution or a higher bit rate than I ever have, because, friends, it might be a little early to celebrate, but I'm pretty certain I figured out all of my internet-based issues. It turns out it was not like the fact I was on Wi-Fi or even really my service provider, although it's partially their fault. I bought myself a fancy schmancy, neat new router that very, very, not cheap, very gamer router that looks ridiculous upstairs that I streamed for 4 hours today and did an hour-long test before that. At the highest bit rate I've streamed at since I come back, or I lived back at the apartment and I had gigabit internet, and I have not dropped a single solitary frame, which leads me to believe that my old provider provided router was the thing that was giving me all the trouble. It was just too old and too beat up and wasn't working very well. I know if I ran a hardline, I would not have that issue in the first place. But again, it's really also I haven't had time to be home to hire an electrician and make sure all that works all okay. And also Marissa made me promise that in exchange for running a hard line, I also have to call an exterminator because we still. I mean, not that I think we have the mice anymore, but we had mice, and she wants me to take care of that before I take care of the hard line. All of which is to say, I haven't. That kind of time is not something that I've had because I'm getting on a plane tomorrow. This is the busiest summer I've ever had, and it's only getting busier. Let me do one last thing here. I just think it's a little silly that I've got this drape that's just kind of hanging out here. I think I got rid of it. Nope, there's this one. Nope, it's this one. Did I get it right this time? I did! Wow, look at me go. Is that half-mount plushes behind me? They very much are. But yes, is this a blind playthrough? Yes, no, it's not. But I haven't, it's been 8 years since I played this, A, and B, I love these Ace Attorney games so much. To me, it is more like a live performance than it is necessarily like a real head-scratcher puzzle solver, you know what I mean? The other thing I wanted to do, it's been 8 years since I've streamed this, and I've been doing 8 years of voice acting between then and now. And I think I have a much stronger knowledge over my own voice compared to when I first started streaming these. And I think it would be very fun to throw it in. That said, don't shout out spoilers and things because everybody else involved may not have played this. Get it? Got it? Let's get started. Give me just one more second here and then we'll be finally ready to get moving. Oh, this is our first day with Edgeworth! Oh my goodness gracious. Wonder if I should. Boy, I should have thought more about the voice I'm going to use for Edgeworth than right this second, huh? Hey, Maria, how you doing? Why am I getting? I should have a streamer mode on. Hold on. Sorry for the blip. Streamer mode activate. There we go. That was me. Yes. Huh. Okay. Am I dehydrated? I mean, I could be not dehydrated for a price. That sounds so ridiculous when I say it like that.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Please.
Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
When did I get home from the con? Sunday night. No, Monday morning. I was supposed to fly in Sunday night, and then I didn't get back till like 10 a.m. Monday morning. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then.
If I may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of the homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map on the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir.
The court accepts the statue as evidence.
They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record. The murder scene, the Fay and Co. offices. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence.
No worries, dude. Welcome. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Hey, look, they're right over there. It seems like a conflict of interest. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had the witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder.
The very moment, you say. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack! Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witnesses on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. All right, let's give this a try.
Something the matter?
No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Let's get started. Maya Fey's arrest. Yeah, nobody saw the paper airplane she just threw at him. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Press him. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much, though. Right, please continue. There were 2 people there already. Keep moving. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah, that's us. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why is that? What's your reason? I forgot back in the day. Sometimes they really didn't play around. We had a witness account describing it. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I'd heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it.
You did say it.
You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, I guess she is Pink.
That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective?
I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor.
Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again.
Let's keep pumping. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my very own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Wow! Incredible! Hello, how about we do it my way? How you doing? And those of you who were here, by the way, earlier for the for the played up stream, sorry I didn't talk to you guys a whole lot. It's not that I didn't want to. It's just that the way that game works and the interactivity of the other people, I just kind of had to focus on the content of the time. But now I see you all. Hello. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. There's a slip up in here, though. I don't know if you guys remember from last time.
Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective.
Your Honor?
Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time?
Welcome back, Wolfie. How you doing? And I'm doing well. I did a lot of streaming today. Recorded a chapter of the current audiobook I'm working on. I slept in nicely. It's been nice. I know. I'm a real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honest.
Try to be more careful.
I haven't figured out the judge's voice yet.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I think it is there. Right there, I think is about right. I just have to get a little bit more breath. Audiobook, eh? Yeah, this will be number 5. Yeah, this will be my 5th audiobook with the same company, and they've got 3 more lined up for me after that. I got work to do. There's blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Now, last time that we were playing this, we took a look at the autopsy report. And you'll notice, excuse me, the time of death was at 9 p.m. and single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. Whoops. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying.
Well, what? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have?
You have it backwards, detective.
But backwards?
The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately.
But...
No butting your way out of this one, detective. Nice one.
Rabble, you said anything, rabble. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down.
Yeah, I think that's the one I want to go for. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? The day after the murder, actually, I believe. Right? Because we were questioned all night, and then we got it. Yeah. It was the day after the murder.
The prosecution's point being?
Uh-oh. That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all.
Oh! Oh!
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Gen Squad. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. And also, hi, Demon Lord Kuna. I saw you mention that in the previous stream. Sorry, I wasn't able to say hello before, but hello. Hello, 1420. And hello, everybody coming in here. Yeah, no, a lot of stuff for you guys to sign. I'm glad. I hope everything got back, and all the folks who wanted that stuff signed got the stuff that they were excited about it. Anyway.
I see.
Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth! The detective's a sham! I'm a sham! So much legal YouTube, you know what sort of a problem that is from an evidence law point of view. Oh, there's... Ace Attorney has issues of custody the world over. There's no way that any of the evidence collected during most of these games would hold up in any court of law. Ever. Not even remotely. And thank you for the fourth wishes as well. I'm doing well. I streamed a lot today, did, again, audiobook recording, and now I'm here. Did a lot of cooking, too, which I'm happy about. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham! How could you give me a faulty report?
Huh? I thought...
Detective Gumshoe. I'm disappointed in you handing in the wrong report like that.
I'm sorry, sir.
You were at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month.
What? But...
Your Honor, I submit this report to the court.
Understood. The court accepts the evidence.
Autopsy report updated in the court record. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. What's up, boo? What I cook? I cooked some gnocchi and pesto and a nice spicy sausage. It was pretty good. Court handles the case for 3 days. The hands-on verdict was crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Sticks and everybody else coming in here. Hello. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests that the victim was identifying the killer.
I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes.
Darn, this isn't good. Sorry, I just want to bring up my OBS to make sure I wasn't losing anything. Drink that water now. Very nice. Oops. Too many glasses on my desk. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes.
Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand.
Exactly what part of her is innocent? Hi. Just the everything's great music. Witness, your name, please.
April May, at your service. Wink.
What? Order! An introduction should not require a reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Aw, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, why were you here? Where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Yeah, I can't believe Phoenix Wright predicted ooh-woo girls. Ugh. They fall on the glass on the floor. I got carpet.
I was in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices.
That's right, big boy. Wink.
Please testify to the court. No winking! Testify to the court about what you saw.
Heart! It was 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, And then, I saw a woman with the long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Heart. Then the woman with the long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink.
Well, Your Honor.
I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any...
Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
What about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite... firm. Didn't you?
Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Your cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you?
Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness?
Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. Only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yeah, straight up perjury, right? All right. So, 9 o'clock at night, looked out the window, and then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Let's find out how sure she is about that. How do you know she was the defendant? Maybe it was a mouse.
Hey. Huh? Well, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. You're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant?
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yeah, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless. About this, I mean.
Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. Sure, why not? Ugh. She does dress like a hippie, so, No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me.
Okay, you can slow down there, Phoenix.
And she looks strange with that necklace. Who wears necklaces like that? Only freaks!
It's like, you can calm down now. I think they get it.
However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder.
She was, Your Honor. I saw her. Source? Trust me, bro. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
Rawr. Rawr. What are you trying to say, you mean liar? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you would.
Damn, almost had her. Again. Can I move this around? Hold on, something that's been bugging me is I want to move around some of my audio sections here. Can I move them, please? Because the weirdest thing is I can never look at my mic volume relative to my mic volume most of the time, and it's really silly. I'm gonna knock down my gain just a little bit. Let me know if I've been clipping at all. I don't think I have been, but let me know if I've been causing problems.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And then she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock? The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you?
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination.
Okay, I saw everything. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock? The thinker, I think? Now the question is, how does she know that this was a clock? Nobody knows this is a clock unless you were at the previous case or you were listening in. Miss May. Hey, Leolite, how you doing? What you said just now was quite revealing. Hey, Kai, how you doing?
Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer.
She's Larry Butts. How'd you know? You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too, and he was found guilty of murder. Is that a Megadeth reference in your title? No, it's more about, there's a reference that happens in this case in this game, but it absolutely could be. Congrats on the transit. Marvelous plastic surgeon, can we just say?
Order!
But you can take it as a Megadeth reference, obviously. Miss May, how can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with their own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Just the one murderer, actually. Well, only once. There we go.
Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness.
Whew, that was close. You stopped me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's because I heard it? Yeah, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Faye & Co.
No, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Faye & Co. where the murder took place is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied?
No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... Okay, and this is another bit of information we received in the previous stream that is very relevant. There's a conversation between Mia and Maya at the very beginning of this case, right? Where they were talking between the two of them about how one of them was going to hide evidence for the other to kind of keep it nice and safe inside of the thinker, this statue. But here we go. It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. But the clock isn't talking right now. She had to take the clockwork out to put some papers inside it instead. Whoops. It couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork.
How could you possibly...
Just take a look, right now.
Oh!
See anything interesting, Your Honor?
Is this the defense says? This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty.
Kind of sounds like Goku, sure. I mean, kind of a similar energy. Phoenix Wright's like 23 years old. He's becoming a professional, but he's still a hero, you know what I mean? But also, yeah, how could she possibly have heard that clock from her hotel room across the street, right? That had been way too loud. But this, at least, we can prove beyond a doubt, right?
Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this?
It is as you can see. The clock was empty, It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar.
Fat?
Well, Miss May? Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction.
That's true. That is a possibility. Possibility.
For some reason, I'm melding the Edgeworth's and the judge's voice. I gotta be careful about that. It absolutely plays with high, like, telenovela levels of drama. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Wright,
No, that's not right, though.
can you prove when the clockwork was removed?
There it is. Impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is my cell phone. I was just showing you guys there. All right, see you, Sarah. Take a look at this.
That's a very cute cell phone.
Oh, you have a girly phone.
Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. There's also, yes, the ever-burning passion between Wright and Edgeworth, certainly.
Order! The defendant's cell phone. This wasn't brought to my attention.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it.
Oh, that good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon.
I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation.
So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m.
Your Honor, I think this makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright?
Yeah. No, we know where this clock's from, and it's not from no store I've ever seen. Unless Larry Butts opened up his own Etsy. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court.
Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before.
It's made by Larry Butts. I too would buy from the Butts Etsy. The Butts Etsy. It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible! Everything is sold in stores.
Hey, Pika Strings, how you doing? Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse.
Oh, yeah!
Oh? Excuses not on sale today? Uh-huh. Oh, she mad.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Jeez.
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law. The witness will remain calm.
Oh, silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Wink.
Scary.
Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know this weapon was a clock?
So mad. She's so mad.
Oh, dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. Again, apologies for all this being evidence we found in the previous stream. But we found in her hotel room a wiretap. Dangerous stuff. That's why I beware Discord kittens. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock.
She heard.
That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
This wiretap found in Miss May's hotel room. Have a look at this.
Oh, that?
Hey, Temperance, how you doing? I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim Miss Mia Fay's phone, were you not?
Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that a witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on her phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? God, yeah, high drama indeed, right? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... Well, you just point to the cell phone again, right? We have the record. And it tells you the time. It's a clock. Just kiss already, you two. Jeez. I present the defendant's cell phone.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Make him do this again, huh?
Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time.
Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer.
My
Twitter timeline, sure.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May!
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer! You're a lawyer! It's no fair. Oh, you're ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. I don't know about that. She's crying. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippy tapping irrelevant?
She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant.
While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone?
Ha, I'd like to see her pull that off.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You're probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, she's good. She's exactly right. How'd you do that?
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and will.
Oh my God. You can't be serious. No way.
Way, I say. Way. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so, the killing happened around 9 o'clock at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, like normal coffee, but cold.
This was a new concept back in 2001. Please excuse them.
If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have, regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink.
Ergo, the witness was not at the scene at the time of the murder. Ah! There were millennials who had nothing to drink.
So where does that leave us?
It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're gonna let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow.
Well, does the defense have anything to say?
Well... I'm gonna keep examining Miss May. Right. On with the cross-examination. What exactly do you have left to examine, Mr. Wright? Miss April May is admitted to the wiretap, yes. But that bears no relevance to the case at hand. Murder. There's no way you can prove any connection. Uh-oh. Think. This can't be the end. But I'm out of evidence.
And I believe the cross-examination is over. Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have any other witnesses to call?
None, Your Honor. She's the last. What? But that means Maya's guilty? Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
The defense would like to call the bellboy after all. As I thought. Huh? May I remind you, dear Mr. Wright, should you question the bellboy, and Miss April May's alibi prove to be solid, then, by default, your client, Miss Maya Fey, will be pronounced guilty. Are you prepared to accept my condition? Edgeworth, he's got me backed into a corner, but I don't see any other way to take this. Sorry, I'm being serious. Anyway. I accept!
Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.
See, you said not me, Hop. Not me. You said it. And hello, Dalston. Happy BBQ Day to you, too. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy.
Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'd be happy to be of service.
A tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony.
I'm doing it again. I gotta Americanize that full-on grunt or vocal fry.
Very good, sir.
Yeah, I hear the fireworks in the distance here too. Miss May's room service.
I am the head bellboy at the Fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir.
I know, it's the greatest attorney is what I'm starting to roll into.
I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself.
Eyes front, soldier.
I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved in the murder now, Maya will be finished. Head bellboy at the Fine Gatewater Hotel in business for 4 generations. Don't need to know about that. Believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from my guest, Miss May. Let's start pressing here. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone?
Absolutely, sir.
How can you be so certain?
I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice.
Did I do fireworks? No, not me, myself.
And then I saw them, and I...
Wow, this game's hornier than I remember. I don't know, man. Usually the rest of the games were kind of like, she's pretty, but, whatever. This one's just right on in.
The point being, I remember her quite well, sir.
Yes, what then?
She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir.
Anyway. 9 on the dot, you say?
Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir.
9, the time of the murder. Hit it. Precisely 9, then.
Precisely, exactly, and the most definitively, sir. 9 p.m.
How can you be so sure?
Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir.
Why would she be so particular about the time? And you delivered it to her yourself. Are you sure it was Miss April May herself?
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely?
Yes, sir. As in so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine.
How come you're so very certain?
Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guests, sir, favored with me with an embrace, sir.
Embrace her? Is that a French for embrace?
It's French for kiss, sir. not a French kiss, sir, more of a peck on the cheek. Just to be clear. Although, anyway,
Why would she have done that?
I believe perhaps she had momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It's a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir.
Sounds pretty fishy to me. Like your Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her.
It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it?
Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now,
Stream burped? It did? Not on my side, at least. For once.
if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here.
It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand.
I can't let this happen, can I? Protest! Wait! Please wait!
Yes, does the defense have something to add?
One last question. Let me ask one last question.
Your Honor, I must object. The charade of justice has gone on long enough.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question, that's all.
All right, okay. This is really it. Now, this is my last chance. What do I ask him about? I want to know about room service. Tell me again about the room service.
Again, sir. At exactly 9, I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall.
$18? In 2001? Oh, goodness. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive?
Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know. And we don't skip on the ice, sir.
Ice is the cheap part, man.
What did he say? He slipped up.
What did you say?
Rather quiet, huh?
Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room?
I object. It was objectionable.
Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Yes, I see.
Why did you not mention this in your testimony?
Well, sir, you didn't ask.
Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention.
Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the good barrister, sir, there, Mr. Edgeworth, who...
Uh-oh, Edgy got caught in trouble.
Hey, you new star, how you doing? What fancy coffee is this? I mean,
$9 a coffee at
like a 5-star hotel, I'm not surprised by it, to be perfectly honest.
He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool!
And now Edgeworth gets his salary slash.
I've done it. I've won.
Hey, it's Peyton. Welcome back.
We're trying to bail our new friend Maya Fey out of jail by convincing the court that somebody other than her murdered her sister. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man.
A big, strong man.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room.
That's right, sir.
Your Honor, we've just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person?
Simple. It was...
The man with Miss May.
the man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed,
Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder.
My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late.
Too late? I suppose you'd like if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court.
Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned.
Oh, man! We got through day one. September 7th, 2:24 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Well, we don't necessarily know who the person staying in the same room with her is. That's why we need to go investigate and find out precisely who it was.
Mr. Wright!
Whoops, clicked on the wrong spot. I'm doing well, it's Peyton. Having a good time.
You're amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too.
Huh?
That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips.
Those trembling lips are mine.
It sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so, I
Guess. I don't know. Those large, trembling, adorable lips.
So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
Bento? Hold on, guys. Come on, Bento. Come in. You're gonna make a ruckus, you're gonna make a fuss, you gotta come on. Up you go. Oh, big boy. He's just making a noise in the other room, and I was like checking in on him to make sure that he wasn't causing any problems. But I figured I'd bring him in and have him say hi. If you haven't met him before, this is Bento, our mini Aussie Shepherd, who's a little bit of a troublemaker from time to time, but a cute one at that. Isn't that right, Bento? Is there anything you have to say to the audience? Bento? I love you. Bento's gonna hang out at camp tomorrow. He doesn't know that yet, though, because I just said it out loud, so I guess he does know it now. Bento, are you ready to go to camp? Yeah? You wanna go to camp? He's tired. Just all tuckered out. Oh, I know. He just loves leaning on me I've never had a dog this much of a snuggler before in my life. This boy just loves to snuggle. Like, if you give him the chance while sitting on the couch, he'll just keep creeping up on you closer and closer. And he just wants to hang out. Yeah. Ready? Whoa, hold on. There we go. Hey, Bento. Bark. Good boy. Good boy. You listened very carefully, and I didn't have to say it twice. Good boy. Okay. Go get him. Go get him. Now he's just hanging out. 2 dogs absolutely destroy your body when you sit. Oh, no. No, he did not enjoy... Well, the old stream room was too small. It was too confining. But now I think he enjoys having the space in here. It doesn't nearly mind it as much. Also, when he barks in here, it doesn't reverberate. I mean, it reverberates, but it doesn't bounce back immediately into his brain the second that he does it, like when our old stream room was. Anyway. But I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead?
That man with Miss May. He's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down go down there later. Bento's never really cared about fireworks or storms or anything like that. The only thing he absolutely hates with a dying passion of 1,000 suns is kazoos. You don't even like the word kazoo, do you, Bento? If I found one, would you be upset? No, I can't even find a kazoo. That's probably for the best, Bento, right? You know, you and me don't do kazoos well, yeah? Just checking my desk to see if I have one kicking around, but I don't think so. It's for the best. Death to kazoos. It's like a short I did like years ago. That's still on YouTube, I think. Of me, yeah, doing a kazoo next to Bento, and he's just like so mad. Anyway. This case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man.
Do you think he was the one who...
Maybe so.
Sis...
Or hats. He doesn't like kazoos and he doesn't like hats. That's so true. Yeah, when Keston was here for a couple months ago, Bento did not like him until he took off his hat, and then he was totally fine with him. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise.
I'm counting on you.
I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Mai doesn't belong in that detention center. It's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Right now! Wow! What'd you believe? What I might do, actually, friends, now, because this is a pretty good moment to maybe take just a very brief break. I'm going to go refill my water, because this, as much as I'm enjoying myself here, this is definitely one of those games that takes, like, a lot of vocal strain. So I'm going to make sure I stay hydrated. Excellent chance for you guys to stand up, do a little stretch, and when we come back, we will absolutely hit this up. Like 2 minutes tops, all right? BRB.